Alright, hello people. Thank you very much for the nice messages that I had on the last and first video. There was a few comments and 2 of you subscribed, so that means I'm up to 2, which is nice. I didn't expect anything. I didn't even expect people to see it, and I think it's something on like 50 views, just me talking about how difficult this is to start. So that was nice. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. So I just want to jump on and talk about a bag that I've had for over 13 years. It is the Billingham Hadley Pro. So what I want to do is just show how it's worn over those years. This is a bag that I've used for a lot of trips. So I used to be a full-time wedding photographer. I did wedding photography amongst other stuff for, I think it was 10 or 12 years, something like that, I think. And this bag has just been with me everywhere. So it's been to America a bunch of times. It's traveled with me to LA a few times, like it's seen the heat. It's got wear marks, it's got used, worn down bits all over it, but I think it's still my favourite bag out of all the ones I've had. Honestly, I think it's held up really well, given that it's been 13 years. So it's been the daily driver bag for a very long time. It's big enough to house basically anything I could need. So often I'd have film cameras in there. There has been like an A7S with a 24-70. Right now I have 100-400 with the little tripod mount on the bottom of it. So sometimes I have that on, sometimes I'll have it off depending on what I'm doing. In that same bag, in one of the compartments, I'll have my 35 Sigma 1.4 in there as well. Yes, it gets heavy, but recently, end of last year, I just come back from a trip from Colorado. And after a day hiking, I had my low pro bag on, like a side opening backpack. So I had the clip on the front for the camera. And as we had hiked, exhausted, top of the mountain, I took some pictures with some different cameras, some film, some digital. And at the end of that, we all stood up to carry on the trek back down into the snow. That's strange. My coat was in my bag. And then as I was thinking that, it was just slow motion. My coat fell out, and then my lens fell and then bounced on top of this cliff. And I'm so glad it didn't go over the side, because it was going to be terrible. But luckily, as I've got older, I care less about gear. That lens was the first time it was making its trip out, which is unfortunate. That was its debut, but it held up pretty well, and I've noticed no side effects, so well done Sony for making a strong lens. The reason I tell you that story is that I've stopped using that side sling bag now, maybe only for transporting stuff around. I don't use it as a day-to-day thing anymore, because I don't like taking the strap or 2 off to have it come around to the side, to open it up, to put stuff in, because mistakes happen. I much prefer the one that is the 3-slot, top-down bag that's the Billingham. The details on it have held up really well. I like the leather on it, I like the silver. It's almost gone, in some bits, I don't have a macro lens, so I won't be able to show you, but it's kind of gone almost like brassy underneath. I don't know what really it's made of. I like that it's worn in different places. The canvas, I think that's worn well. It has wear marks where it's been rubbing against my leg for who knows how many thousands of steps. Say a long photography day is, 10, 20, 30,000 steps in one day. Think how many times I've done that in 13 years. That's a long time. The front pouches are big enough to hold a camera if I need to. This isn't a what's in my bag video, so I'll save that for another time, just to show mostly how my day-to-day setup is. But passport's in there, there's always a notebook in there. I've got an old Canon pouch from when I used to buy Canon L lenses. I put my leads in there, my batteries. There are a pouch for the memory cards and other stuff that I want to put in there as well. So it holds basically anything that I could need. Once I bought the bag, I believe the strap on the top that goes here was gifted to me as a birthday present, I think, or the Christmas present. It was a long time ago, it doesn't really matter now. But that's spread the weight quite well over the shoulder. Yes, with all that stuff in it, it's very heavy still. but I think the padded strap that goes on the top that comes with it is a great addition. I still use the bag without it, but it's definitely worth buying if you're looking into it. So before this turns into a super long video, I think the downsides of it are, by nature, it's supposed to be a one shoulder strap bag. That's very obvious. So you will feel it. Sometimes you've got to alternate from side to side to try and spread the ache if you're carrying lots of heavy stuff, but that's to be expected. I think it's losing its waterproofness over time. I've only waterproofed it once in the whole time I've had it, and that was the end of last year when I knew I was going to be hiking somewhere when it was going to be raining. So I can't remember the exact type and brand, it doesn't really matter. But it would bead quite well, so the water did actually fall off of that. But in some areas it didn't, and I believe it is soaking through. So they say it's supposed to be water resistant or something from the layers, but I think over time it's beginning to not be as useful as it was. And then one of the only downsides, other than being less waterproof, is that the lining on the inside, so the green 3 or however you set it up, the compartment that has the main camera, lenses or accessories in it, that is coming away from itself. So it's doing lots of speckles everywhere. So if you put the lens and camera in without a lens cap on, it will have specks all over the lens and the screen on the back of the cameras and as you hold it. But again, that's to be expected. This is 13 years of use. So what I could do is just buy another insert. I'm sure they sell them. Put that in, and that's that problem solved. So overall, I really like the size. I like the design, especially. I went for the classic black. I like the other colors that they have, and I would definitely buy it again whenever this one either breaks. Sorry, my cat was being incredibly loud. I had to put her in a different room so you can actually hear this audio. Overall, I would absolutely buy it again without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know if I would go the smaller ones, so I quite like, they do a one camera bag. Don't remember the names of them. It might not be a Pro, I don't know. But those for a day trip bag seem really good. I've not used them, so I can't talk on it. I don't know. I can only speak of what I've got on this one. I think the design has held up really, really well. I recently just seen that they still, or do sell them in Leica stores, which is cool, but that's not why I bought it. I've been into photography for a very long time. I thought it looked like a cool bag, and I still do after all this time, so yeah. With all the knocks and the scrapes that it's had while traveling, like overhead bins, going through the x-ray machines, just scraping up against walls, putting it down quickly, picking it back up when you're traveling, when you're doing weddings, I think it's held up really, really well. Because I'm new to this, I don't know if you're supposed to say that this is obviously an unpaid thing. They have no idea I'm making this. No one's ever going to see this. This is probably going to get 12 views in as many years. So, I don't know. Paid with my own money. I just feel like YouTube's changed since many years ago. Before it was just very personal. People were putting stuff out for the sake of putting it out. But I don't want people to think that I've been paid for this, because I wish. And while we talk on that really quickly, now the bag review part is done. In about 60 days from now, I will be leaving my place of work. So I've handed in my notice and everything. And I don't know if I'm going to go freelance. I don't know if I'm going to, make any money from doing photography or video work. I think by the time I actually make a bunch of these videos, get through them, upload, we're talking a long time. So who knows? I guess I'll keep you informed if I keep making these. I just have the urge to keep doing these. I'm not going to promise any, one a week, one a month, anything like that at this stage. It's just going to be as and when they happen. If it's going well and consistent, fantastic. I don't know. But we shall see. I think sitting down and doing this is the hardest bit. I think once you're talking, it's easier, I should say. Alright, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have, hopefully I can cut this down to be manageable and that it didn't go on too much. Yeah, Too Long Didn't Read version is a great bag. Would buy again, would recommend. I think it looks cool. Does everything it needed to do and hasn't broken, so that's good. Alright, thanks for watching. See you when the next one is.